I would like now to give the floor to a representative speaker on behalf of children and youth non-governmental organizations. You have the floor.
Your Excellencies, delegates and dear friends, we would like to thank those parties who have stayed with us to hear our voices. In the midst of the climate crisis, with wars ongoing in our homes and our countries at risk of being fully submerged, we came here, Mila from Mariupol, Ukraine, and Alicia from the island of Trinidad and Tobago, to deliver the urgent demands of children and youth from around the world. 29 years of climate negotiations, and yet we have skyrocketing emissions and escalating natural disasters around the world, which prove daily that you are failing. We must have a just and rapid energy transition. We must unite. We must stop wars in order to achieve Paris Agreement goals. You are all aware of that, and still we do not have nearly enough action. Have you forgotten the sobering truth that the Earth will survive, but we will not? We are tired of empty promises given to us, and we do not accept the current 2.7-degree global warming trajectory. We have the right to a peaceful, healthy environment now. So listen very closely. These are our demands.
We urge parties to meaningfully engage young people in creating and implementing their NDCs, to pay critical attention to the youth stocktake, and to leverage the local and regional conferences of youth. We demand the inclusion of youth into national delegations and in decision-making processes at all levels, particularly in the GST processes. The GST must deliver enhanced NDCs that secure a livable planet for all by reflecting the ambition we need and acknowledging the historic responsibility of big polluters. We are immensely disappointed by the lack of progress made on mitigation and the exclusion of the mitigation work program from the SB agenda. We call on parties to prioritize progress on the just energy transition and to ensure adequate access to climate finance for an equitable fossil fuel phase-out. Approaches to adaptation and loss and damage must prioritize financing for NEPs and the GGA, and developed countries must contribute to the operationalization of an inclusive loss and damage fund to support those that are most affected by climate change. We call for a fundamental reform of the international financial architecture to relieve colonialist-imposed debt burdens and to develop a needs-based climate finance goal that directs resources to the most affected countries. We do commend the progress that has been achieved from the AIM negotiations, and we further urge the institutionalization of human rights into all future COP host country agreements. We demand protection for children and youth and the BIPOC and LGBTQIA+ communities. We strongly condemn harassment of any kind. And finally, we call upon all parties to address the existing conflicts of interest, create robust accountability mechanisms to prevent undue influence of polluting industries, and to restore transparency and legitimacy in these processes.
Youth have repeatedly emphasized the urgency of the climate crisis, and we are tired of waiting. There is no opt-out option to climate. Do not let us down.
People gonna rise like the ocean. Let's fight this crisis now. Hear the voice and others say climate justice now.
A legitimate COP is a fossil fuel-free COP, and there is no climate justice without human rights. Thank you.
Thank you. I now give the